2019 Christmas Drone Buyer's Guide, $1,000 and up. Got that coming up next. The other night, Marcus Crawford, Ron Braun, and I hosted Rotor Talk Live. The subject of the evening was the 2019 Christmas Drone Buyer's Guide. Today, we're specifically going to look at drones $1,000 and up. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and roll that clip in its entirety. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. And this is one I actually had some time to fly. It's the Autel Evo. Currently, it's $1,049 at Best Buy. And I know, Ron, you just mentioned it was under $1,000 somewhere else. You know, I'll get your thoughts and I'll go ahead and close because I know I actually had some stick time with the Evo. What about you guys?
So I only know it by reputation, Bill. I've never even seen one live and in person. But you know, from everything I hear from people like Ethan and Ryan Duvall, they love them. And Ken Dono gives it a great review. So I mean, and at that $1,000 price point, feature-wise, it sure seems right. Ron?
Well, I have seen it live at Best Buy on the other side of the glass. but never in the air. But I totally agree with Marcus. I haven't heard one person say a bad word about the Evo. Who this morning, like I watched somebody's video where they said like it has the best video right out of the camera without doing anything with it. Again, I almost never heard anybody say a bad word about the Evo. The Evo's only problem is it came out only a month or two before the Mavic 2 Pro. So it came out, and then just a short time later, one in sensor drone was out in somewhat the same price category. So Autel was just they're kind of late to the game with their features. Even if they're ahead only for a short amount of time. Then they're behind all that other time. So let's hope I don't want to talk about drones that aren't here yet, but maybe the Autel Evo 2 will put them out ahead far enough that they won't be caught and passed quickly. But I'll throw it back to Bill.
Hey, Bill, Ethan has got some really good comments in the...
Right, I was just going to say that.
Okay, good.
I was just going to say that. Evo also has a wider lens than the Mavic 2 Pro, so it does great with wide shots. Evo 4K 60 non-profile looks great straight out of the camera. Yeah. A couple things I'm going to say. I had some stick time with the Evo, and it was courtesy of our good friend again, Mr. Rick Smith. For things that it's a heavy drone. I mean, it's a physically heavy drone. I mean, you know, comparing especially like to the Mavic 2 series, it's very heavy. It's very beefy as far as that's concerned. Okay. It was very easy to fly. I mean, super easy to fly. The app was easy to understand. I mean, the controller was great. I like what Autel did with having the controller with the screen built in and everything. I thought they did a stellar job with that. You know, maneuverability on this was great. I had absolutely no problems with it. Again, you know, I didn't get to see any video from it, but it was easy to maneuver, and I really liked my stick time with it. Now, what I can tell you from experience with Autel, because I had an X-Star Premium, okay, and they referred to those as the orange pumpkin. That was the nickname for the X-Star Premium, and it looked like a Mavic, or it looked like a Phantom 4 Pro, okay, is what it looked like. Autel makes great hardware, and I think Ethan will probably agree with me 100% on that. Their hardware is coming out of the gate is super. It's fantastic. You can't find any fault with the hardware. The big issue with Autel has always been their software. For example, with the X-Star Premium, and I know Ken Dono will agree with me 100%, the software updates didn't take days or weeks. They took months, okay? And before the X-Star Premium was done with, the last firmware update that came out was a beta that never became official for that, okay? So, but they did have some growing pains with the Evo. I do know that, and because I know Ken pretty well. And, you know, there was they had a horizon tilt issue, and I think Ethan probably knows about that as well. And they had to do a lot of tweaking software-wise. But I think Autel has taken giant leaps and strides over what they did from before. Okay. As far as yeah, Ethan, exactly. They've taken incredible leaps in terms of their software, in terms of the capabilities. They're addressing customer concerns immediately. They're not letting them go. I know Ken has been very active and proactive with them, and he's really helped, believe it or not. He's gotten a lot of things taken care of with the Evo. The Evo is a great buy. You know, I know DeMarco stated it like was $9.99 at B&H with a couple of batteries. Okay. It's a great deal. Okay. And if you want to get one, I'd go for it. I would not recommend it. Now, you know, this comes on the heels of us talking about the Evo 2, but remember, okay, that was just the FCC Grant ID database. It has not been officially released yet. And as everyone has famously said, and I think I first heard it with Original Dobo, Ken, he said, you know, the best drone is the one that you own. So, you know, if this is a drone that appeals to you or you want to give this as a gift, I give it a thumbs up. Okay. So let's go ahead. We're going to move on here to a couple of other ones. And I know these are ones that are near and dear to our hearts because I know we use them an awful lot. We're going to first talk about the Mavic 2 Zoom. Currently, it's $14.29 at DJI.com. And then I'm just going to go ahead and go up to the Mavic 2 Pro. Now, it's currently on sale for $13.29. It's normally $17.29 at DJI.com. Ron or Marcus, your thoughts?
Go ahead, Ron.
Well, it's, you know, through the Bill the drone reviewer here, he helped me purchase this drone back in the spring. And he also, you know, convinced me to get smart controller with it. And it's probably the best purchase I've ever made in the drone world. I know it was a lot of money, but you get your bang for your buck. You know, even though it costs a lot for what you get in performance and, you know, the video and the photos you get out of it, I think it more than makes up for that price. Again, I call it a value for the features you get out of it. It's a great flyer. It handles a strong wind, has great distance, great signal strength. Again, you know, I know some people have some minor gripes about it, but I really don't have a complaint. And team with smart controller, it's maybe, you know, the best thing you can buy out there in the consumer field or whatever. Marcus?
Yeah. So Ron, the only time I have with the Mavic 2 Pro, of course, was flying yours in Texas, and I got to get my hands just very briefly on that smart controller. And wow, what an advantage that is. That is just an awesome piece of technology. So I'm just going to say right now, if you're buying a Mavic 2, spring for the smart controller. You won't regret it. But I have the Mavic 2 Zoom, and you know, it is quite simply the best operating, best flying drone I have ever known, period, bar none. It is the top of the heap for me. I wish that I had, honestly, I wish I could have both. And with that sale that they threw up the other day, I was thinking, well, God, I ought to buy that Pro and get the smart controller with it. Then I could use it on both drones. But the problem is I don't fly my Zoom enough. So yeah. But anyway, I mean, the Mavic 2, whether it's the Zoom or whether it's the Pro, it just really is the top of the heap as far as a prosumer drone goes. And I guess the best way to describe that is a lot of pros use that in their, you know, they're getting away from the Phantoms and they're using the Mavic 2. And, you know, having seen the things that you two have done with pictures with the camera on that Mavic Pro, it just blows me away. It's amazing. I want to throw one other thing in there, though. Ethan Mitchell brought it up. The thing that you do have to deal with on the Mavic Pro that you may not, like on the Evo, etc., is the no-fly zones. And I know that's very frustrating for people when they're doing professional shoots where they're trying to get in someplace and they have to keep getting approvals to fly someplace. But other than that, top of the heap as far as I'm concerned. Bill?
Well, I'll throw in my 2 cents worth because that's probably about all it's worth. But no, from the onset, the being at the launch event in Brooklyn, with it, with all the who's who from drone reviewers, and you know, getting a chance to, you know, be some of the first people to see it hands on and see it out and perform, and then getting it. And I think one of the, you know, when Ron and I met, and when we went out for dinner and then went to the beach with Susan and Valerie, I think that was some of the best aerials that I've gotten with that. And the color on that, the water, the sunset. I took some hyperlapses with it. You know, that video still resonates with me to this day, how great that was. And then I took one of a golden sunset, and I mean, it was an absolute golden sunset. I got it up in time, and it was just one of those ones that it's just, you know, it's all about the moment. And I think, you know, being a photographer or an amateur photographer, you know, it's timing. Timing is everything. And I got that up there, and it's just incredible. It's done everything I've asked of it and more. The smart controller, you know, and I know some people, you know, Lauren pointed out it doesn't do third-party apps. And I also know that the DJI Go 4 app, there's a procedure you have to go through to get that updated on there. But I'll tell you what, when you're out here in the sun, especially being down here in Florida, okay, that it is incredible what you can see out in the sun with the smart controller here. And having that on here has just been, it's been nothing but a win. But I have to also say this before we move on here. Okay, the Mavic 2 Pro right now is at $1,329. It's $400 off. It's a Black Friday sale price. If you're even possibly considering purchasing this as a Christmas gift for someone, do it now. I mean, before the Black Friday sale is over. I mean, this is a crazy price. I mean, DJI is knocking $400 off it. And if you wanted to combo it with a smart controller, you know, that's also a great price as well too. So that's something I would highly recommend. Question of the day. Which of these drones, $1,000 and up, would you like to have on your Christmas list? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like the content from today's video, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and tell others about the channel. Also be sure to check out my Facebook page, where I do post daily updates regarding the drone and drone industry and anything DJI, Autel, or Parrot related. Also be sure to check out my Twitter account, where I do post daily updates, and Instagram as well. Thanks so much for watching, and remember, it's a great day to fly.